So the song you just heard, A Better Place by Richard Platten, there was an experiment being done. She went along and she said, okay, this is what I want done. I want you to take 2 couches, sit them here so that they face each other. Then I'm going to have a little jukebox there, and we're going to turn it on, and we're going to play this song that you just heard. We're going to invite families, friends, and families with the little furry ones to come in, and one by one we'll let them sit there. So that's what they did. And as this was happening, she noticed one thing that was very, very unique in every situation. The interaction and reaction she saw was that no matter who it was, they had to touch. They had to reach across from the couch and touch each other. Whether it was a brush of the cheek, a holding of the hand, a holding of the furry paw, they had to reach and touch. Tears flowed. Some, their hearts melted. Parents and children that were having a hard time with each other literally reached over and connected. And that was just by hearing that beautiful song, A Better Place, since you came along. The Bible tells us of some of the greatest friendships that you could ever read of. David and Jonathan, Paul and Timothy, Jesus and Mary Magdalena. But the one we often most hear of, that's often spoken between each other, is the story of Ruth and Naomi. I'm going to read a quote, and I want to see if you recognize this quote. It's from one of my favorite books and favorite movies. George took off running to get her. About an hour later, Iggy came into the kitchen. Mama, who was shelling peas at the time, just pointed to the letter on the table without a word. Iggy opened it. But the funny thing was, it wasn't a letter at all. It was just a page torn out of the Bible, King James Version. Ruth chapter 1, 16 to 20. And Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. Iggy just stood there reading that quotation over and over, and she handed it to Mama and asked her what she thought it meant. Mama read it, put it down on the table, and continued shelling her peas. It means just what it said. Anybody recognize that? Oh, come on. I know you're not that old. Nobody? Okay. Yes. Fried green tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe. Their life story that if you ever seen the movie or read the book, their life story was such a beautiful friendship. It withstood the hardship. It withstood death. And then this lady later on was telling the story in a senior's home where Evelyn came to visit, and it inspired Evelyn to change her life and live it better. Do you, anyone in this room, have a friendship such as that? Myself, I can speak and say yes. I married my best friend. We've known each other since 1977. That was a friendship, though, forged in kindness, faith, hope, love. But one other aspect that most people tend to forget, and that's respect. We have the greatest respect for each other. Oh, don't think we don't argue and we don't get really roughed up. Ask Corbin, he can tell you. It gets some loud sometimes. She says, I'm loud. She's louder than me, personally. She really is. But many of you, I know, have developed friendships right here in this very building, such as Ruth and Naomi. I did with Phil. He's become a great friend. And even behind the scenes, when he found out Detana's dad died, he was trying to see if somebody could take care of this for us today. But Detana and I decided we would like to still come and be with our friends and families in this home. You share a conversation, you share a smile here. You started out with just a hello. Even when you're an usher and greeter, many times we get to say the very first hello to people that come through those doors, and we become friends, family. And then you share the community events, community meals. I know Phil loves those meals. I hear him often say, we're having one of those community meals, and I'm like, I'm not at Mount Zion this week, I'm stuck at Trinity, but I'll get over there one time, because the last time I got a cinnamon bun, and it was awesome. Yes, pray and eat is one of the best things. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17, reminds us something, that friends are love of all times. As the old saying, a friend to all is a friend to none. Real friends, however, stand by you in good and bad. They're the ones who tell you the truth, even when it's the hardest to hear. They encourage and support your growth, offering honesty over flattery and loyalty over convenience. You want people in your life who will not just celebrate your wins, but who's going to sit with you through the losses. They are the ones that will be with you during your darkest moments, and they're not afraid to go through them with you. True friendship is not about being inseparable. It's about being separate, but nothing changes. A real friend will be there, whether you're on top of the world or you're struggling through it with your lowest moments. What's more, they encourage you to unleash your fullest potential and achieve your goals, even in times when you do not fully believe you are capable of that or of doing that. While they accept you for the way you are, they are also your biggest cheerleaders when you succeed. Instead of trapping you in constant criticism or negativity, real friends will keep you accountable along the journey towards your goals and celebrate your accomplishments, big and or small. One of my best friendships I ever had was with my grandparents. I could sit for many an hour listening to their stories, learning to emulate them later in life. Listening to my grandparents was similar to listening to our Creator, who is also our greatest friend and cheerleader, who never, ever, ever abandons us in our darkest, our most scariest moments of life, but actually leans in and holds our hand and just sits with us, waiting for us to speak the very first words. Think of that. You're never abandoned by your Creator. Never, ever. Even when you think you are, because they haven't said anything and they haven't done nothing, because they're just waiting for us to make the first move, the first word, the first lean over to touch, like on those two couches. The book of Ruth tells a story as old as time, one of loss, loyalty, and unexpected redemption. It's a tale set in ancient Israel, yet it's a lesson that reaches right into our modern lives. The characters of Ruth and Naomi teach us profound truths about faith, resilience, and divine providence. Ruth's faithfulness to Naomi is a call for us to remain committed to those we love, even when our circumstances are challenging. Whether with family, friends, or in a relationship with God, loyalty often requires us to sacrifice comfort for the sake of love and trust. I swear to you, where you go, I will go. Where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people will be my people. Your God, my God. Where you die, I'll die there too. And I will be buried there beside you. What better words of true friendship? One built in kindness, honesty, love, and respect. And it is a better place because of you. So be it. Amen.